Hey guys, Dr. Musazada here. I'm here with one of our beautiful customers, Caitlin. She is here to get some Botox. I'm here actually to talk to you about what can go wrong with Botox, because we always talk about the wonderful stuff about it, but I'm going to talk to you about what can go wrong, is it a disaster or not, and what can you do about it, okay? So the first thing I'm going to talk about when you're talking about things that can go wrong with Botox, the most common thing that can go wrong is bruising and swelling. The reason that happens is because we are using basically needles. We're basically using needles in the face. So it's very easy to go through a vein, through an artery or something like that, small capillary, and you're gonna bruise. Is this a disaster? Absolutely not. The bruising will go away. You just need to have to give it some time. The only time it becomes a problem is if you have some event coming up and then you bruise. That's why we ask people to give it at least 2 to 3 weeks minimum between injection and any kind of event that you have. You can also, if you want to, you can stop stuff like ibuprofen or Advil that can thin your blood, stuff like omega-3, fish oil, or vitamin E. All of these can thin your blood and you can bruise a little bit more. You can stop those, the bruising will go a little bit faster, or you can use stuff like arnica, either pills or cream. The second thing that can go wrong is asymmetry. One side is up, one side is down, one side is moving, the other side is not moving. Things like that can definitely happen when you're injecting Botox. Is that a disaster? No, that's also not a disaster. This is something that can be fixable. The only thing that you have to do is go back to your provider or a different provider, and this is something that generally can be fixed relatively fast. Next part of it is the Spock eyes, and the nerd in me is going to say live long and prosper, and that's because when the eyebrow goes up like this, and the reason this happens is either not enough injections on the forehead or the injections weren't given in the right place on the forehead and the eyebrow goes up. Is this a disaster? Well, this doesn't look good. It has different names. Some people call it like the angry look, the witch look, there's different names, but it's not a disaster. It's fixable. The only thing you have to do, you have to wait 7 to 10 days from your injections. You can go back to your provider or you can go to a different provider, and that's generally relatively easy to fix. The last thing we're going to talk about, and I'm going to clump them into just one group, and I'm going to talk about drooping. You can either get an eyebrow droop, so the eyebrow goes down, or an eyelid droop, so the eyelid goes down. The reason that happens is one, either there were too many. First of all, these happen for different reasons. It's not the same reason that causes these two droops. We're just clumping it just for the sake of simplicity. But the reason that happens, either there was too much injections on the forehead, or the injections that were given diffused into a muscle that wasn't supposed to be affected and you got affected. Now, is this a disaster? Cosmetically, a little bit yes, just because in reality there isn't too much that can be done about this when this happens. It just needs to be given some time until it goes away. Some providers will elect to give some eyebrow injections when the eyebrow droops, and there's also some drops that people can use when the eyelid droops. But in reality, none of these are particularly great solution. You basically have to wait until it goes away. How long does it take to go away? It can take between a week or up to a couple of weeks, 4, 6, 8 weeks until it goes away. This is the reason we tell people don't inject close to an event. Give it at least a minimum of 2 to 3 weeks, because in 2 to 3 weeks you can fix the simple stuff. The drooping and things like that, sometimes you have to give it a little more time. So a month before your event is generally a very good time to come in. Thank you very much.